Hello, this is Rob from Rims Models. This is my first update of the amusing hobby Ferdinand. So here we're starting construction of the lower hull. This is a bit of armour plating I'm putting on the bottom. Quite simple, just a bit of glue. No problem. So far everything's going well, the fit's fine, no problems at all. Just putting a couple of clamps on just to hold it down while the glue dries. Now we're starting the inside detail. These are a couple of wooden parts that go on the floor. There are a couple of little locating pins as well, so they're easy enough to locate. And they got the same the other side, and they are handed as well, so the pins are in different places so you can't get them mixed up. Now there are some ejector pin marks in this lower hull, but as you go on in the build a lot of them do get covered up. Now I glued all this together off camera because there's a lot of small parts. There's about 6 parts on that. Now it's all the same colour as well. And again the fit's excellent. And then this is the opposite side now. Again it's the same colour. No problems. It's a really nice kit. As you'll see as the video goes on, you'll see the amount of detail is really good. Again, locating pins there, that's a bit of trunking that the wire goes down. But in the middle there's 2 pins which locate in the holes. Again, it's all the same colour. Them 2 bits I glued in earlier, the wooden bits, I shall paint them in situ. Now these bits I'm putting in now are to hold the electric generators, the electric motors. There's like 4 of them, 2 each side. And again the locating points are really well. I've had to do no filling, nothing up till now. So there, and then you've got 2 at the front. There's like 2 flat pieces. Okay, so that's them. Now these are the start of the electric motors. And you've got 2 of these. These parts are keyed. I'm gluing on now. There's like little pins. Well, as you can see, the fit's excellent. And then they're actually moulded in one, so I ain't had to glue no halves together. They're actually moulded as one piece. You just got a little bit of a seam line you've got to clean up, which just a scrape with a knife and it comes off. Okay, and you got the same. Like I said, there's 2. Everything you're doing is 2 of each. So you got 2 electric motors, 2 engines. It's a really nice kit by Amusing Hobby. Right, more little parts we're gluing together. Now these are all part of the electric motors as well. And then you got belts that go on the end of these. So as you can see, no problems at all. These are the belts. I don't actually glue these on yet because I don't know what angle to do them at. So I'll just leave them loose, and then when I've got it all painted and glued together, like all together, then I'll glue them in position. But they are pretty tight, so I don't think they'll come off. Well, I've left them loose as well because they've got to be sprayed a different colour. So I'll get it all first as well, and then put it all together. There's actually 6 that go on there, 3 each side. Right, we're still working on the electric motors. All this is sprayed the same colour. So what I'll do, I'll just flick through the instructions, and everything I can glue together before painting, I will. I'm just using the extra thin, the quick setting one. Just make sure them bits are in line, look. Okay. So that's them done. I'll just put the clamps on just to hold them together while the glue sets. Well, like I said, there's 2 of them. Just be careful when you're clamping it, because there's a lot of small parts on there that could break off. Right, now this is the lower hull front. This is the there's a couple of these that go at the front and they glue to the sides, and this one's got the radios on. But on the back of this is ejector pin marks, and they are a little bit protruding, so just check everything you glue together, just check and just sand the ejector pin marks flat. But the plastic's really it's quite soft, so they sand really easy. Now I'm working on the batteries now. There's 2 of these. You can have them open like that, or there's a lid that goes on the top. So what I'll probably do is have one open and one closed. There's 4 parts to each battery. Okay, so this is the second one. They're all the same numbers as well, so you ain't got to worry about them getting mixed up. So there you go, there's your 2 batteries. Now this bit I'm working on now has got the driver's control levers on. So there's two of them, two levers. I'll just hold them with my tweezers so I don't get glue everywhere. But I'm using the quick setting extra thin again. And again, it's all the same colour, but I'll leave these loose, because if you put them in position it's hard to get the paint on the sides. That's it, there's only 3 pieces on that. Right, now this is the driver's side now, and this goes in the front as well. Again, just check the back because there's ejector pin marks on the back. Okay, so you got 2 of them. Again, I made them off camera because my head kept getting in the way, but they're dead easy to make. There's only 3 parts on each of these, and again there's locating pins on the plate so you can't get it in the wrong place. Right, now this is one of the interior bulkhead, and there's 3, 4, 5. There's 5 parts to glue on this. Again, the locating pins are good. Just make sure you get your pouches the right way up. Now this half of it, the bottom half is like a grey colour, and then the top half will be white, off white. So I'll just spray that before I glue it in. But I'll show you the painting when I get to it. What I'm doing, I'm just going through all through the instructions and doing all the sub assemblies and that, what I can do, and then I'll paint it then. Okay, so there's just 2 more little bits to glue on. Okay, they are a little bit fiddly. Again, make sure you don't get them upside down. As you can see, they're, once you've located it in the hole, it's fine. I do get it in a minute. Okay, there you go. That's that finished. So this now is everything fitted, what I've done so far. It's all dry fitted. Nothing's been glued in yet. There's still a few little bits to add to the front yet. Right, now we're doing the driver's console. Like it's like a console with all the dials and all the gauges on it. There's just 3 pieces to glue on this. And that will really dry brush nicely, paint it and weather it. It'll come out nice. There's no decals for that one, but one of the control panels in there has got decals, but this one hasn't. So that's the little piece, that's the last piece to glue on this. Okay, so that's that. Right, now we're starting on the chairs. There's two of these. They're exactly the same. There's 7 pieces to each chair. That's like a spring we're putting in. I always hold these small pieces with my tweezers because you don't want the glue capillaring under your finger. And it's easy to hold as well with the tweezers. But again, there's no problems with the fit. Once you've got them located, it's fine. Right, so we're still working on the seats. These are like the side pieces now. There's 2 of these on each one. All you gotta do is just make sure you get the right one on the right side. Because on each one there's 3 little bulkheads that face out. So just make sure you've got them right. But I'll leave the chairs, I'll leave off. I don't glue these in position yet because the frames are a different colour to the actual seats, a different colour to the frame. Now these are the actual seat bits. The springs, there's like spring effects on the backs, so that'll really weather up nice. Again, there's 2 of these, so there's 4 pieces. Bit off out of shot there, sorry. Again, the location pins are great. They'll only go in one way. Right, now this is like some canister that goes on the front. I'm not sure what it is. But again, it's glue stick. It's really simple. Just gluing 2 parts together. And that goes on the front. Okay. All I'm doing here, this is like a frame that canister sits on. So I should glue that in position, and it's easy to paint then. It's a little bit fiddly, but once you've got it located, it's fine. don't want to fit too much because it's a bit awkward to paint. But again, everything in the front is the same colour. Okay, so that's done. Now we're starting on the engines. The Maybach engines, there's two. Again, you're doing them in pairs. So your instructions, it's always ×2. Again, the fit's excellent. No problems at all. And when you fit these together, make sure you got all the sprue nibs off, because it won't close together. You'll have a gap. I missed the one, and I couldn't work out why it wouldn't close together, and I didn't realise I'd left a sprue nib on. So as soon as I removed it, it was fine. Okay. The fit's fine. And there's them parts there, ejector pin marks. So I'll just cut them off, because you can't get the parts together. They are quite stick out quite far. So just trim them down, and you'll have no problems. Well, when you put your ends on, your two ends on that, you'll square that up then. So this is the main part of the engine. Oops, just come apart. It's quite fiddly. Yeah, it's just squared up then, look, just clicks into place. Now we're putting one of the ends on. Again, just make sure you've got it the right way round. Don't put it on the wrong end. It will go once you've got it located. Okay, so we're doing the other end now. Right, so that's your two ends on. Really detailed engines. Right, we're adding more parts now to the engines. Again, they're keyed, so you can only get them on one way. But the good thing as well about this kit is all the clear parts on it, so you're going to be able to see everything. So it's worth spending that bit of extra time doing your weathering and the painting and that, because you are going to see every bit of detail. So we're still gluing parts on the engines. Again, once it's located, it fits fine, the fit's fine. Okay, so that's another part. I don't know what the parts are, I'm sorry. Well, the fit, like I say, the fit's excellent. More little parts we're gluing on. These are little kits on their own, these engines are. But with this kit you get the crane with it, so you could have one of the engines out on the crane, lifted out if you wanted to. So that could be an option. So I could have one engine in the tank and the other one suspended on the crane. I'd have to get you don't get no figures with this kit, so I'd probably have to get some figures. More parts on the engines. Again, apart from that piece I'm gluing on now, the rest of it's all the same colour. As you can see, they're really detailed, and there's still more parts to glue on yet. Okay, so this glues on the top. Again, I'm just checking, making sure I got it the right way. There's like a little hole on the end where it locates. You can just make it out there, look. What I'll do then, I'll get the quick drawing extra thin and just put it around just to make sure, because it's only held on by a little flat piece of plastic. So a couple of times I have knocked it off. More parts. We're still on the engines. Okay, so that's where we're up to with the engines. Now these parts I'm gluing in now are where the engines sit on. And the engines aren't finished yet, there's still more parts to glue on. So there's 4 pieces here. Again, you can see the locating points. All the same colour. Everything is all the same colour. Right, just working on the other engine now. Exactly the same, there's nothing different between the two. But once you've got your ends on, it squares it all up. Because if you could be on the slant a little bit. So when you put, like I said, when you put your ends on, it'll line it all up. Then you can run your glue around and glue it all in position. Okay. Exactly the same. Well, I'll see if I can find a wiring diagram, and then I'll do all wiring on the engine as well. So I'm just gluing the 2 bars in again for the engine to sit on. Make sure you get them the right way round as well. The one on the front's the curved, and then the one on the back's just straight. No, sorry, the wrong way round. The curved one's on the back. So that's them bits. Right, this is where I'm up to at the moment. Like I said, the engines aren't finished yet. I've still got to glue more parts on yet. So we're back on the engines now. Again, all the same colour. Makes it easier to paint as well. Sorry about my fingers keep getting in the way. Just like once you've got them located, just run your glue around then. More. So there we go, that's the second engine. Again, there's two little locating points. As you can see, look, they locate nicely. And then just dab a bit of glue on the end just to make sure. Okay. They are a little bit fiddly to get in, but once you've located them, they're going fine. So again, I'll glue it with the extra thin, and then once I've got it in position, I'll put the quick set in, just to make sure, because this bit's easy to knock off. So all I've got to do then, once I've got these done, is just glue the top half of the engine on then, and that's them finished then. So here I'm starting them now. You've got 4 of these, but there's like an A and a B, there's 2 of each. Again, there's locating pins, so they'll locate easy. All you gotta do is just make sure you don't get them mixed up. Also, just make sure when you glue the ends on, you glue them on the right way. I'll show you in a sec. When you get there, I'll show you when we get to it. So that's A done, them 2 are the A's, and then the other 2 are the B's. Right, now this bit now, make sure you get the right end, because it will fit either end. Beautiful fit. I can't fault the fit. The instructions as well are really easy to follow. I've had no problems up till now. With each step as well, there's not loads of parts on each step, so it's quite manageable. that's them done. Just got the other one to glue on. Again, making sure you get them the right way. Now here, there's only one place these will locate on. There's like a little notch cut out, but you just got to make sure you get them the right way around, because you can get them wrong. If you look on the drawing in the instructions, there's like a zoomed in bit, shows you a close up about how they fit, so you can't get them the wrong way then. But the first one I got wrong, but I noticed and I managed to turn it round before the glue set. But I missed that. I missed the close up bit. I didn't see it, and then I realised. So again, making sure now you don't get them the wrong way around. Keep your A's and your B's separate, because when you'll come to fit them on the actual engines, they won't line up. These are the exhaust manifolds we're putting on. Well, I should paintbrush them. I shall rust them up when I get to the painting stage. Again, just making sure you want the exhaust the right way, don't glue them upside down. Just keep looking at your instructions, making sure you got it right. These are the other two now. There's like two little holes on them, and there's like two pins, and then you just locate them in, and you can run your glue around then. Okay. Well, you can just make the little notch where there's like a little notch that they glue into. There, so look, you can just see the two holes. Okay, so that's them two. Right, now we're working on the top half of the engine now. Making sure you locate these the right way. all this as well is the same colour again, so you can spray it easier. As you can see, they're super detailed engines. Amusing Hobby have made a really nice job of this kit. It's my first Amusing Hobby kit as well. So far I'm impressed. It's a really nice. So I will definitely be doing more. If they're all as good as this kit, we should have no problems. So I'm just working on the other engine now. Again, just making sure you got it the right way. And there's like locating pins on these as well, so it's easy enough to locate. Watch where you're grabbing the engine as well, because like I said, I keep knocking them parts off. Okay, so that's where we are so far with the engine. Now we're just going to glue these on. I've kept them the right way, so you don't get mixed up. And there's 2 locating pins on each one, so you can't get him wrong. There you can, just where I'm putting the glue now, them are your 2 holes. But before you fit them, I just rubbed the sanding stick along just to make sure they're dead flat, and then I had no problems then. So once these are glued on, that's the engine's finished then. So once you've got them located, they're fine. There's only a bit of trouble with this one. There, just gluing some more bits on. these now, like the pulleys for the belts, but there's no belts with it. So what I'll do, I'll have a go at making some. I've got a diagram of them, and I'll just use some tape or some masking tape or something. See if I can have a go at making them. Right, so that's the engines finished now. They're only dry fitted. I'm gluing this in position because always before you glue anything, just make sure everything fits okay, so I can get the engines in and out okay with that in position. And then there's like two little bits that fit on the bottom. Right, this is our first bit of photo etch, and I must say it's really nice photo etch to work with. It's really easy to bend. If you haven't got one of these photo etch benders, you're going to need one, because they are quite long parts you got to bend. That's the longest part there you've got to bend. There is a slight kink in it, so you only got to bend it slightly. You can do that with your fingers, but when you bend that top over, if you follow that there, you'll know you'll get it right. Then just follow that. And what I do, I dab the super glue as I'm going. I like spot it in places just to hold it, and then I'll run the super glue down the whole lot then. So just spot your glue. I have got, you can't see in the picture, but I've got some accelerator there, and I'll just gently spray it on just to help speed the drying time up. It really is nice photo etch. There it is, look. There's my accelerator. Again, just put little dabs on, hold it, and then put the accelerator on it. They are quite fiddly to do. But just take your time. You'll have no problems. But I always glue on the inside as well, because you're not going to see it when it's all finished. So there's my accelerator. Didn't quite get it. That's it. Keep pulling your lid back on so you don't knock it over. So I'm just running the glue down now just to make sure it's gone. You've got 2 of these to do. Just use my tweezers then, just to bend it round. Sorry about my hands being in the way. Okay. I'm just making sure it's all square. Now just bending the end over now. Again, I'll just use my tweezers for this because it's only a small bit to bend. Okay. Now that bit there, you just bend round like that, and then that bit sticking down there bends round to that then, and that's it. That's your photo etch done. I just got a couple of parts to glue now on that. There's one plastic part and one photo etch part. Oops. It's quite slow drying, this glue, so you got a bit of time to manoeuvre your piece into position. Once you've got it, I'll just run the accelerator around it again just to make sure it's gone. Just making sure I get the part the right way around so I don't glue it upside down. I just realised I got it upside down. There's a little, I didn't notice it, but there's an ejector pin mark on the back, and it is sticking out a little bit, so I've just sanded it down, and I'll just fit it, and it should sit flat now. Like I said, just keep checking all your parts, making sure there's no ejector pin marks on them, as I did miss that one. So there we go, that's that one done. Like I said, there's 2 of them. I've already done the one. And he just simply slots in. Now when this bulkhead goes in here, I'm not actually gluing this in yet. It just pushes them apart. It helps us line everything up. It does line up. It is a bit tight, but it will go. So there you go. That's that bit done.